Hi everybody, Mr. B here. Um, Today's the big day. We're going to separate these four air layers from this overgrown ficus. Um, I'm seeing lots of roots, that's good. Uh, I'll, I'll put up a photo of when I first bought this tree because the reason it's overgrown is completely mine. Um, I never, this is a first tree I've ever had that I would consider large. When I got it, it was probably about this tall. I'm gonna put the picture up anyways. So I'm not gonna stop saying I'm sure that'll go away on its own. So I'm gonna basically take this tree right back down to the trunk and start it over. I've had it 10 years. I think I've had this tree about 10 years. It was a bit intimidating even to me, even though I've been uh, practicing with ficus for so long. It's just the ficus I was usually working on are about this tall, so this one's quite a bit bigger than that. Uh, I'm gonna have a few branches left over, but these big guys are gonna go. Once I get them off from here, I'll put them in some soil. I'll probably do like my first like part 2 or something because I don't know how long this is gonna be. I might air layer them again next year, depending on how they look once they're off of this tree. And we're gonna find all that out in just a second. So I bought my first pruning saw for this occasion. I do have another large bougainvillea that is also getting roots, and which I'm surprised because I air layered. It's probably about like this thick on this bougainvillea, and I'm getting roots. I didn't know if I could air layer something that thick, but it seems to be going all right. These I was gonna cut these out before I started, and they just started flowering. I'm not sure what they are. I'll find out and put it in there. So I just left them just because they're flowering. I'll pluck them out afterwards, unless they're of some value to me, and I'll pluck them out and do something else with them. But they don't look very valuable right now. So without any further ado, and this is my first time with a pruning saw because I haven't really done anything like this before. And of course, the tree's going to be a little bit bare afterwards. But yeah, maybe I can. Well, there's one. This one had the fewest roots, if it even had any, but I'm not too concerned about that right now. The others are full of roots. If there's no roots under there, I'll give it some root hormone and cross my fingers. Imagine I don't even need the saw. I'll need it for the bougainvillea, no doubt. Well, this too. I mean, look at that. That's large enough on its own. And we got a bunch of roots in there. I mean, each one of these makes its own large-sized bonsai. Could be something to play around with. See these roots right here? Try to work around this. I don't know. Not sure exactly what this tree's even going to look like. I'm sure it's not going to be that pretty right away, but just about hanging on just a bit. I think it was just that root the whole time. So this is the thickest of them, but unless I just do a broom style, these all have a lot of work ahead of them. But now I'll see if I can get the camera in a little bit closer. And I'm going to do an initial pruning on all of this. I'm going to apply some cut paste, which I don't use a lot, but I figured maybe I should since these were so thick. I'll put that on there. I'll see if I can get us a little bit closer though, because I went I had to go way up here to get the whole tree in the frame here. Do that cut paste. It's still active. Almost winded me a little bit. Then once these little nubs die off, I can cut it back more flush with the trunk and start letting the trunk heal over. so now we're left with a tree that is basically starting over. This was the front. This could be a front. We're gonna get a nice thick branch here. But we don't have to decide the front right now. What I'm hoping for the most is that I'm just gonna see a ton of new growth into what I have left. So I'm just gonna pluck away a little bit. We're gonna bring this stuff down. We might choose some branches, but at this point, I'm not sure. I gotta find a new lead, a new apex, a new trunk. I mean, this is interesting here a little bit, but on the other hand, it's leaning backwards. Well, if this were the front, of course, repot, I could adjust that a little bit. I mean, tell me that doesn't look more interesting than this. I mean, these roots are interesting. This half is all dead. I don't think I would want to remove that. That kind of gives the trunk a big fat appearance. Let's say that looks pretty good right there. Maybe I'll start with that. Maybe I'll change my mind next year. I put all the air layers in a bucket of water down here for now. Let them soak. So if I'm going to choose one of these, you know, the obvious choice here. See, this is pretty ugly and unnatural looking, but I don't know where the trunk's gonna be, so I want to be careful. I think, you know, maybe I'll cut it down to here and at least get something more natural. Maybe that'll be the trunk. I'll pull this down. Not today. This might be a second branch on this side, maybe, or that, who knows. I gotta wait. I kind of gotta wait now and see what the tree does. So I'm gonna be strategic though. I'm gonna cut, not these. So done with those. I'm gonna cut it right here, so that way the bud is right here. Same with here. I don't want all the energy up here. I want the energy down here. I'm going to cut that here and anticipate that maybe I'm going to pull it down in the future. I'm just cutting everything right now so that the branches will start going in a more downward direction. Any of this could be the trunk. We don't know. I don't know. I want to slow down the growth of these. Definitely thinking that this is an early first idea for a trunk. If I just shift I'll have to shift the whole tree in this container. I think that's good for today on this. I gotta get to work on those 4 air layers and possibly some cuttings off of what I just took off of this. Now I'm just gonna give it, I've cut all the ends to slow it down. Except for here. I'm just gonna nip those at the ends. Jeez, I just bought these. My word. Okay. go put this ficus back in, well, it's shade now, but we're gonna go put it back in its sunny location. I'm gonna get to work on these air layers, and depending on how long this has been, it's probably gonna be part 2. I guess it's kind of a different job at this point because they're their own trees now. So we'll look at those. We got lots of soil up here. Maybe they'll turn into some air roots. Not this time of year, and I don't have enough humidity out back. But it's going to be very interesting to see where this tree goes. My goal basically was to just start it over. Well, that's it for this guy. Thanks for watching.